this working? Yes, I think we're working. Right, I hope this is working. I'm just gonna get it set up with TikTok Live, and then we'll get started. Hello, everyone. I hope. I don't know if anyone's there. Right. Hold on. Why? Why is Etta James on my thing? Um, let's get this cleaned up. I will be checking comments and stuff as soon as I have a chance to. I've got my iPad here, so bear with. Do I? Did I just go live? Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Right. Oh no. Already a snafu. I thought this would be like strong as, but it's not. Oh, there we go. Right. Is that point at the screen? I think that's decent. Right, let's double check that everything is working as it should be. I don't think I've streamed on YouTube from my laptop before. I've always used my iPad, but obviously, seeing as we're doing drawing stream, excuse my horrendous handwriting, I've had to use my laptop. Right. Let's see. Am I currently live? I think I'm live on TikTok. I think I am live on TikTok. Yes, I can see myself on TikTok. Hello, TikTok. How is everybody? We're going to be drawing. I'll remove that thing. I hope that's a decent enough angle for TikTok. Hold on. Maybe I can flatten it a bit more. Is that better? I think that's maybe a wee bit better. Right, okay. I'm going to come out of there just now. Go and check that YouTube is YouTubing. And then we can just get cracking. Me. How do I check if I'm live on YouTube? I have literally no idea how to check. That's strange. I mean, I think the only thing I could do is check on here, but that would. Are we there? Are we live? Yeah, I think we are here. Right, okay. I don't know what that means. Right, how do I check comments? That's what I want to check. Menu. I don't know. I don't know how to check comments. I wish there was a way to do it on here. Perhaps if I like log in on like Safari or something, like not as me, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay. Anyway, hello everyone, whoever's here. I hope everyone's well. and welcome to the drawing stream. So I was threatening to do this before, and I thought, why not just jump in and do it? We're gonna draw, I think, just like a comic book character. I have an idea in my head of like Phoenix or Jean Grey, or well, they're the same person, but you know, something of that ilk. Why have I suddenly forgotten how to do everything technical? What is going on with my brain? I don't know what's happening on the TikTok side of things, but it's all good. Right, YouTube. Let's have a look. Oh my goodness. Right. Accept the cookies. It's fine. It's taking me back to the app. Oh, here we go. I can see my stream now. I see Roxy. I see Irene. I see OV. Hi, everybody. Oh, I look like I'm haunting my own house. That's not good. My face is red as hell. I don't know why. Anyway, right. So we're just gonna get started. I hope everyone's doing well. The first thing I do is I turn my paper shade down because white is way too extreme for me. So we're gonna go in with just like a muted pinky kind of color, and then we're gonna sketch on a red. So they're quite close values. Anyway, so the idea that I have is I see this pose a lot. It's kind of like hunched over, a hunched over pose. So I'm just gonna scratch in the details. And then we'll start to refine it. I've also purposefully not put on music because I don't want the stream to be ended if something plays that's copyrightable or whatever, which has happened in the past. So feel free to chuck on some headphones and listen to your own tunes. Tell me what you're listening to, that'd be nice. And then let's just chat. Let's throw some topics around and just connect. How am I? I'm good, Irene. I'm good. I'm kind of ready for winter to be over. It's really stifling in Scotland because it's cold and it's dark and it's wet, and that's like in the summer. So in the winter, it's even worse. It's nigh on depressing. But I'm okay. I'm getting there. How are you? I can hear myself. Why can I hear myself? Anyway, let's not worry about that just now. Right, I feel like there's too much. This is too close. So I pull this down a wee bit. There's a reference in my head that I really want to use, and I'm just trying to go off like muscle memory, kind of. Something akin to this. Anyway, the first pass of this is always rough as toast. So I'm not too worried. I'm just throwing shapes around. And then I'll gradually just make it a bit more coherent. I'll make it make sense, don't worry. I think it's going to look really cool if the idea in my head makes sense, which it might not. I want a hand up here. I might want a hand up here. I quite like this pose. Let's go back and see if there's... Right, so, okay, the concept is... I don't know if you're familiar with the X-Men, but there's a character in it called Jean Grey. And she is like a cosmic being at times called Phoenix. So she always ends up going up into space, and she loses her mind a lot. So this is what I'm imagining in my head is her in space, just kind of floating, and we're going to have like long flowing hair that gradually catches fire, and her whole body is going to be emanating this crazy fire, because that's what the phoenix is. It's made of fire. So I'm hoping that that'll make sense. It might need to be shrunk down a bit, actually. Like, I feel like maybe we want space to look more expansive, so she in turn will have to be smaller. Finally, in the new home, amazing! Congrats! Oh, believe me, I haven't moved everything out of our boxes, and I have been in this house for... it'll be 2 years in October. It's embarrassing, isn't it? But yeah, there's stuff that will probably never reappear from boxes in the cupboard. But aye. So that is the idea. I love the X-Men. I love comic books. I would absolutely die if I ever got the chance to work with Marvel, because they've been my, I don't know, just like my fascination since I was a kid. I always remember I went on a camping trip, and we stopped off in this like little place, like a little wee shop, and there was 2 comics, and they were X-Men comics, and it was the start of the Age of Apocalypse, and I was hooked. I did stop buying them for a while, and then got back into it, especially the drawing side of it, which I fell headlong into in COVID when I had it and had to self-isolate, and passed my self-isolation by drawing, and then just basically never stopped. I don't know how I feel about it. Do we want the face like that? I'm just trying to work out like proportions and angles. Like, do I want her kind of looking at us or not? We shall see. I think maybe looking at us. She's a big psychic being after all, so she'll know we're watching. I'm not sure if anyone is talking on TikTok, but hello if you are, or if you're not. I'm just letting it kind of run alongside the YouTube one. I can only check one at a time, so I don't know whether we have this like wings, maybe like a bird, a head coming out of the hair. I don't know. I know that she has like a sash, which we could make do something. I think we'll maybe have it like crazy long, and it again just kind of blending into the fire. I have to keep looking over the top of this microphone. What's this? Watching the lines and curves come out to life out of nowhere is so fascinating. Wow, I like it. Thank you. I'm very ambitious to think I'll have everything in order in 6 months then. Yes. Well, I mean, maybe not. You might be an organized person. I am not. So it did not happen for me. I was very much just like meh, we'll just leave it. Anyway, right, so this is probably as far as I'll go with the first sketch. And then what I do is I turn the opacity down and I go back in. I don't know if this is how many people do it, but this is how I do it. And now I feel like I can just follow this. And this won't be my last sketch layer, but it will just be enough to refine it down. And then it should start to make sense to everyone as well, like watching. Because I can disregard the lines that I now don't think would have worked. And I can let the ones that do come through. It's a very haphazard process. Like, I'm never too bothered about the cleanliness of it, which is weird because my line art is usually quite clean. But this is how it all starts. Very rough. Was this what am I seeing? Phoenix dies and then is reborn. Yes, so that's kind of like Jean's story. A lot of the time she dies and she goes away for a few years and then she'll just come back in the comics. It's quite the thing. Oh, thank you, Susan. Susan likes the idea. Music, people, what are you listening to? Do you know what is going to be coming out of my channel tomorrow is some Philippines music. Some Katrina Velarde. She put out, oh, what was it? This I Promise You? Which is a boy band, I think. I recognise the song, but I don't know why. But jeez Louise, they can sing. It's her and like 4 guys, I think. Which is kind of her style. I'm sure she's done a few like multi vocal unit type things with 3 guys before. So I think she just likes to have men in her ensembles. It's amazing anyway. Apart from that, what are we listening to? The same kind of stuff. I really enjoy chill stuff. I felt like, or I feel like, especially in this winter time, I don't want to listen to happy stuff. I want to be in the deep dark. Right. Here's where I need to probably be a little bit more selective. Like that body I just kind of threw up. Threw up, that's the wrong phrase. But there wasn't as much panic about it. Whereas the head, I feel like a lot of people look at the face. You know, that's where the eye is drawn to. Most of the time. So I'm going to be a little bit more. I'll take my time a little bit more. That being said, I've pretty much horsed through this, haven't I? also listened to a bit more Dimash Kudaibergen and didn't realise that the song that I was reacting to I had heard before. And I think one of my students actually told me that now that I think about it. But my memory is terrible. This does look cool. Do I think I could do a singing stream? I'd love to do a singing stream. It's more like the setup that gets me. Like this felt like a mammoth task, and it's just broadcasting a screen. I don't know how I would set up like a karaoke esque situation, but I think I did do it once during lockdown. I feel like that's something that definitely happened once. I had a big speaker in the room and I basically set it up like a gig. So yeah, never say never. What would you want me to sing? That's the question. It's been a while since I put a cover on YouTube, hasn't it? Maybe that needs to change. I've got all this space. I need to start using it. Manhattan Transfer. I don't think I know Manhattan Transfer. Susan, are you from Australia? Am I remembering that right? Or am I in the absolute wrong ballpark? Oh, thanks, OV. That's very kind of you to say. This leather chair is so noisy. I can hear it through my headphones. Right, what do we think with the mouth? Closed or open? Or maybe like slightly pursed lips? Something like that, maybe? Mm, I don't know. May you recommend videos from Dingo Killing Voice? Tease B top B top 17 semi life. Are these the ones that are like 20 minutes long? I feel like I've done. Did I do like some ladies? They're like ex teachers or something. I feel like I've done this before, but you never say never. The eyebrows are on fleek. If it's got harmonies, I'm in. I'm absolutely in. Mm, they are long but amazing. You're talking about the videos. I was a bit confused. I was like, what are long and amazing? Ooh. Oh, I don't think that eye's in the right place. We shall see. We shall see. So, yeah, I think they need to be a bit higher. So, my basic plan here is if this goes all right, to do these like a bit more often, like do these lives more often, because I find that I spend quite a few evenings just sketching away, and I think it'd be a really good way for everyone to kind of connect. Every time I do these lives, you all chat amongst each other, and then we hit on topics. Usually it's the Halloween stream, so I'm putting makeup on my face and people are talking about ghosts. But we, we can talk about anything. It's not like there's not much going on in the world at the moment. Definitely not all quiet on the Western Front. Oh, no, that eye is too far away. Also, it's probably a wee bit too big. Oh, the other thing is, I'm not going for like realism. I don't know if people read comics, but real isn't really the goal. It's semi real, stylized. Right. Oh. But as you can see, we're starting to get somewhere. There's probably needs her hairline to come in a wee bit. She's looking a little bit bereft of hair. But again, all this is going to be refined in the line art layer. But this is looking alright. Okay, hold on. Need to catch up here. I will definitely check out some Killing Voice. I get asked quite a lot for Killing Voice, so we'll go and do a couple. Why not? Um, do I have a real person in mind when I'm drawing Phoenix? No, not really. I just know the character in my head, so I am just making up as I go along. I have an idea of what she looks like to me, but like if you're asking if it's based on a living person, no. I will sometimes draw like real people, but I find it a lot harder. I think there's more obviously more stuff that you need to pay attention to, proportions and things. Right, I don't want this to look like this is not the hand that belongs to this arm. This arm is I don't know how to explain it. So maybe I won't do this, but I do quite like the idea of her having her hand on her head. It's also a really weird angle because you've got, to my mind, you've got one pinky that would be visible, and then the rest would just be like hair and on the other side of her head. So we'll see. We'll see. It might just look a bit too weird. That does look quite strange. Oh, B-Tob, you love them. Like, love them with those harmonies. DK stealing my attention. See, I like that you're selling it to me. We shall see what the schedule's like. But I definitely want to hear some new people, so that's as good a suggestion as any. Right. Actually, I feel like you would see a bit of the hand going around here. This is a part of drawing that maybe gets the most tricky, is having to think about anatomy and what something would be doing. I feel like I need to do something to show that this arm does not belong to this head. Arm. What do you call it? This is a forearm, and this is a what? Like a. I don't know the word. Base arm. Irene, you should go into music marketing. I think you'd nail it. Do I show this arm coming up and doing something here? Like a thumb, maybe? Holding the wrist? I'm trying to work this out. What would you see? You would see a thumb. So I've got this the wrong way round. You would see a thumb coming round here. And then the fingers. Like this. Or something. I don't know. Or do I just scrap the hand? There's the other thing. Maybe I just scrap the hand. I don't know. Let's go with the hands just now. And I can always take them away if I need to. Right. So, there is a sash, but you wouldn't see. Oh, my battery's running low. Why is that? Oh, because I took the plug out. Right. There's a sash. A big long sash. So, I'm making it extra long. I want it to be, what's the word? Like, ridiculous, essentially. Maybe the fingers are getting into the hair. Yeah, so the fingers are supposed to disappear into her hair. But what I'm saying is this part of her arm here look is not this. This isn't one arm, but it looks like it is. And I don't want it to look like it is. But it does. Because essentially if you're sitting sideways like this, your arms are almost the same proportions. But this arm I want to be like curved around here. I wonder if maybe I could do. No, that's weird. I'm maybe just overthinking it. It's a silly drawing that doesn't have to mean anything. You know. A brazzo. A brazzo is the upper arm in Greek. I love that. Is it just called the upper arm in English? That's so boring. That makes me sad. That makes me really sad. Right, let's do the face because I feel like most people like seeing faces getting drawn. So that's what we're going to do. Let's try. Let's try a line art layer. Like you'll see the difference. It's almost like inky pen rather than pencil. It just feels more final, but might not be. Depends. Depends. Does this setup work, by the way? That you guys play your own music there, and I'm just in silence here. It just means that you don't have my music bleeding into whatever you're doing, so you can listen to your own tunes and also my voice. You don't have to pick one or the other. I don't know. I just thought it was more considerate. Um, what's the thing on my hand? A half glove. I don't know who can see what. So this is a drawing glove, and essentially it means that I can rub my hand on the screen without it sticking to it, because it would cause like a drag, like as my skin sticks to the glass, it would make it more difficult to draw. So you put on this little glove, and then your hand just slides around. It's an excellent piece of kit. I have like 5 of them or something. And you see that like I zoom in and out a lot because I tend to work really close up. But you don't look at drawings like that, do you? You don't look at drawings super close. So I keep having to take it away so that I can see what it looks like as a whole. I quite like the way it's going just now. This is, been fairly painless so far. It's not always like this. There are days where I just can't seem to get it to do what I want at all. I don't think I like that top eyelid. I want it to look quite dramatic, but that's that's a wee bit OTT. I wonder if I am the only vocal coach YouTuber that does drawing streams. Nothing like confusing the hell out of your algorithm. My lives are me painting my face or drawing. And YouTube probably just doesn't have a clue what to do with me in general. But do you know what? YouTube were very, very kind enough to reach out to me and ask if I wanted to be a part of their like vocal coach YouTuber focus thing, which was crazy. Little old me sharing space with some absolute juggernauts of vocal coaching, YouTube vocal coaching, and vocal coaching in general. Um, what a fun experience that was. What's this? Do I draw on paper? Not as much as I do digitally. I used to draw on paper a lot as a teenager, but I find digital is just easier. I sit on the couch with my iPad, with Procreate, and I can sketch away. And it's also easier to like do things like this, like reposition stuff. But I do like drawing on paper. There's nothing to match the feeling of paper, pencil dragging along paper, the sound. In fact, my iPad has a paper, what do you call it? Paper screen protector, so it feels like paper. Obviously, it's not the same. It's not the same. She's got eyelashes for days, this one. Could maybe done a wee bit overkill on the old eyelashes. Oh well. Do we think that should be? Yeah, probably. Is that what you do, Irene? You're a makeup artist. That's amazing. And I can't do eyeliner well. You liar. I can struggle along. But I have got a lot to learn in the ways of makeup. In fact, I did a drawing and I posted it on Reddit the other day. And someone commented that the face, the makeup looked too airbrushed. And I was like, surely that's what you want in makeup. You want it to look airbrushed and flawless. But whatever. I thought the makeup looked pretty good, if you ask me, which no one did. Oh, these lips are giving me grief. Oh God, no, no, absolutely not. Right. Wow, Eve, you're a multi-talented lady. It was cool that YouTube reached out to me. I didn't really know if it was genuine at first because I get a lot of fake ambassadors reaching out. You know, we'd like you to partner with Sony, and then it's not an official email address or anything like that. I get a lot of that. So I had to read the email a couple of times, but it seemed like super duper legit because it was. So I thought, do you know what? I'm gonna respond to this one, and I'm grateful that I did. I think that video has been viewed like over a million. It's got over a million views, which is crazy. I mean, it's the YouTube channel, so they've got 42 million subscribers, so they'll pull in those numbers. Not like me and my dinky little channel. Is this bottom lip too like maybe? And then I think we'll just reduce the size of her chin. That's looking a bit better. I'm going to flip the canvas in a minute and then you'll see everything that's wrong with it will just pop out to the front. There's been times when I have done full drawings and I haven't flipped the canvas, and then I do at the end and there's an eyeball like halfway up the head. Well, no, they're supposed to be halfway up her forehead. It's very frustrating. But so far, touch wood, I'm happy with it. Maybe her eyebrows a wee bit long. What was he? I'll show you. I'll show you the makeup. Hold on, just a second. Right, for TikTok first, that was the look I'm talking about. And then I hope you can see this, because I can't see myself on that screen. But that's the makeup. Did that work? Did that work? Did you see? Did you see? There's a delay, so I'm not sure at what point you'll see. But is this ear massive? Maybe. She can hear everything in space. Let's see some comments. Yeah, I'm a bit like you. I get a thirst for knowledge. I like learning about stuff. I can definitely empathize or, yeah, understand that. Most photos are retouched. Somebody's just commented about X-Men on my YouTube. Hold on. Do they know I'm live? They can come and see an X-Man, woman, X-person. I don't know where the comment is. Strange. Strange, strange, strange. Oh well. I don't know what you're talking saying looks amazing. If it's the well, whatever it is, thanks. We're just vibing. It's just Gene, and I don't know if you've been around for long, Rose, but I had a reference in my head, and then I'm just trying to remember it first of all, and incorporate it into this idea that I've got. Is her head too teeny tiny? Does her head need to be bigger? Proportions of stuff is honestly one thing that becomes it can become an issue. I'm always resizing heads. That's a bit more normal. And that's why you have to kind of pull out of the frame a bit to kind of see it with fresher eyes. And you'll see, oh, her head is teeny tiny. This is not even the first time that I have made her head bigger. So, who is your favorite Marvel character? So, somebody said Spider Man. That is an excellent choice. Which Spider Man? The original, like Peter Parker? Why did I say it like that? Peter Parker? Um, I don't know who my favorite Marvel character is. It's almost too hard to choose. I really like Storm. I like Jean, obviously. I like Cyclops. X Men. Who's a non X Men character that I like that's Marvel? That's probably a better question for me. Um, oh, it'll come to me. I quite like Captain Marvel. I think she's cool. Spider Man if it's Tom Holland. Oh, Rose, you're watching all the Marvel movies. That's great. Are you like? Are you doing it? There's apparently an order that you can watch them in so that it makes sense. But then, I mean, they're comic book movies. They don't need to make sense. Um, that's one thing about the comic community. They take everything very seriously. Like they're always fighting about who's the most powerful, this and that. And I just find it really strange because the writer could decide that day that one of the superheroes chokes on a piece of toast and meets their maker. Like it's not that deep. Pretty sure the writer could veto anything. Right. I think these legs are too long. Like this part of the leg, the forward part. So let's go into the sketch layer and just take this down a bit. And then we'll shorten. slightly. Oh, wrong layer. Hey, Ragad. Is that how I say your name? Ragad? Aye. Anyway, thank you. Doctor Strange is cool. The Sorcerer Supreme. There's the third. Is it the third Doctor Strange movie? The Multiverse of Madness is wild. Like, a lot of people didn't like it at first, but I think it's cool. I think it needs to be appreciated for what it is, which is just madness. There are a few bits in it I was like, it felt like I was watching like Charmed or something. It felt quite TV ish, but I thought the movie itself was really cool. Um, oh, Deadpool. Deadpool is a great choice because he breaks the fourth wall, which means he can talk directly to his readers or watchers now, seeing as he's pretty movie famous now. But did you see the guy that co-created Daredevil said that he's cutting ties with Marvel because they had an after party or something and they didn't invite him to it, and he said that he felt like the photo opportunities were like they were doing him a favor. They were going through the motions with it, and he was just like, "Nah, message received." So I don't know what that means. Like, I'm pretty sure he'll have sold the rights for the movies anyway, but it's not great. Iron Man, a solid choice. Tony Stark, eccentric billionaire tech person, genius. Pretty sure that that might be an unpopular character trait in the very near future. But for now, you know, it's fine. Captain America. Now, I never got into Captain America. I have to say, I have never really seen the appeal. But then I'm very Scottish, so like the idea of the patriot, it's not really me. Scottish people in general aren't very, like, we're patriotic for Scotland, sure, but we're part of, a larger union. So we've lived with that kind of patriotism being much stronger next door. I, for me anyway, I just don't have the. It doesn't tug at the right places for me. There is a Captain Britain. He's much lesser known. He's in a comic book called Excalibur, or he was. I think actually his sister is Captain Britain just now. If you want to go for weird comic book stories, Betsy has had some weird stories. She's a very hard character to explain. Sure, this is looking kind of weird, but I kind of like it. Kind of like that it's odd. This would be come round to like a set of back muscles, I feel like. Bits and bobs here. I still think her head's tiny. It's not the patriotic part, it's the fact that it's Chris Evans in tight blue outfits. Am I picking you up correctly? I think I am. Is that head is tiny, isn't it? I'm not tripping. That is a teeny weeny head. Oh, we got to size up again. I don't want to end up with like a big gargantuan head, but teeny's also not gonna work. That's better, I think. This whole stream is just gonna be me going, is that head too small? Is that head the right size now? Anyway, I've also made her hairline go the wrong way. Hair doesn't grow down like that. She's not a lion. I'm just going to remove that for now. I'll work it out in a second. That's looking better. Who... OV, did I vote for Scotland's independence during the referendum or against it, and why? Ooh, okay, we're going into some topics. I did. I voted yes to independence in 2014, and given the chance to do it again, I would vote for it again. My reasons for it are nothing to do with the actual patriotism. What's going on here? Something's happening with TikTok. Drag the puzzle piece. Ugh. Hold on. I've got explaining to do here. Anyway, where was I? Did I? Yes, I did vote independence, and it was nothing to do with exceptionalism. It's more to do with a deficit in democracy. So, for example, the party that keeps winning down south, or kept winning, was not voted in by Scotland for 50 years. That's half a century that we were getting governments that we didn't vote for. There are devolved parliaments in Scotland, Wales, and Ireland, Northern Ireland, but it doesn't quite touch the sides of what you need in order to have like a proper functioning country. So a lot of Scotland's policies were like mitigating policies. Now, obviously, not everyone is going to agree with that, but for me, the idea of having a government that I don't like in the country is one thing, but trying to vote them out is near impossible if you're Scottish, because there's 5 million Scottish people and there's like 60 million English people, and all of our votes just count as one vote. And people down south, for good reason, will not be voting and thinking, oh, well, Scotland don't want this party. And they haven't done forever, so let's, let's not. So that's why I voted the way I did. I hope that makes sense. But also, like, I feel like you need to kind of caveat it with like, oh, I've got loads of English friends, and it's not an anti-English thing. And I know that sometimes it gets uh, portrayed as that, and it could not be further from the truth. Like in general, like the great majority, and also like in my case specifically. In fact, I'm going to England in a week and a bit, I think. Like, I love England, so I would rather that they were collaborative neighbours with two different parliaments, Or the other option would be that you had a devolved English Parliament, a devolved Scottish Parliament, a devolved Welsh Parliament, and a devolved Irish Parliament, and then you had something that works more similarly to like the EU, where you would have like UK general elections, but it's only for say like 50 seats in each country. So there isn't 500 and something seats going in England and 50 in Scotland. There's 50 in Scotland, 50 in England, 50 in blah blah blah, and then they have to reach a consensus on UK wide policy, and then have their devolved parliaments to do more specific stuff. But they would never go for that because it's all about keeping a balance of power. But yeah, I'm a lot of Scottish people are quite politically motivated, a bit more like aware ever since the election as well. So politics gets talked a lot on this aisle. Mostly good. But yeah, I know loads of like no voters as well, and they're my friends, and it's never been a a case of destroying relationships or anything. I do remember during the referendum, like it was pretty tense. There was lots of discussions in bars and people, disagreeing vehemently. But that's the way that a healthy population should discuss like things of that magnitude. It was an exciting time. A lot of people don't want to go back to it and ask the question again for obvious reasons, because there's a certain amount of upheaval that comes with it. But I also think that the time is going to come again where that question gets asked sooner or later, because it can't get put off for much longer. It might, but I can't see it happening. Anyway, that's my answer, and I genuinely love talking politics. So if people have more questions of that ilk, feel free to drop them. I don't mind getting into some hot water. In fact, if you go on my TikTok, my vocal coaching TikTok, it's essentially Pokemon videos and me talking about British politics. I'm a really bad social media person. Like, I probably should just be making bouncy videos like wee, but I feel like we live in really like unprecedented times. And I think to avoid that is insane. Like, I don't think you can, or I don't think you should even. There was a time, where I felt quite guilty about putting videos out. That I felt like it was a distraction to some really serious stuff that was going on in the world. Um, and I still sometimes feel like that, but I have to kind of remember that can't I can't sort everything myself as much as I would want to, and you kind of have to keep moving. Getting stagnant is quite dangerous for mental health. You have to kind of keep it shaking. Anywho, where are we here? I think this is looking not bad. Over, you're with me. Good. Hopefully one day it comes to being. in my lifetime would be nice. Oh, hold on. I've had this live paused. I hope I've been getting all my messages. Oh, hold on. I was sitting thinking I was looking alright, but no, my face is so red. Why is that? Probably because I'm wearing this big fleece and I am roasting to death. It's hot. This under sketch layer is actually distracting me because I've changed the head size so many times that all of the hair and stuff should also change. Oh, if I did videos where I talked about politics and psychology, I don't know. I don't know if we're ready to branch off into that place. I would love to. I feel like the last thing that the world needs is another white guy talking about politics on a podcast, though. Um, but you know, maybe. My whole thing, and it's I hate greed, and it's become almost, what's the word I'm looking for? It's it's become like a aspirational quality for some reason, and I just think it's disgusting. Like I don't think there should be such a thing as a billionaire, especially when there's people that can't afford to eat, and you have electric or power companies. I don't know how it is all over the world, but in Britain at least, they keep upping the price and upping the price and upping the price, and then announcing that they've had record-breaking profits. I'm like, well, you've just stolen people's money then, because you didn't need to do it for any reason other than to keep your bottom line healthy, and people are now struggling, and you're announcing record-breaking profits. I just think it's gross. And that's why I shouldn't have these videos, because I would just go off on one. I don't have the patience for it. I think the political um, media kind of bubble as well has fallen into this trap of trying to like legitimize everything and argue ideas that some ideas just don't need to be argued. Like if somebody has disgusting opinions and it comes from a place of greed and people are going to get hurt by these decisions, just don't platform them. I don't need to watch a Jubilee episode on like 25 bigots versus 25 non-bigots. I'm not interested. Like, why even give them the time of day? Essentially what you're doing is telling these people that you can actually build a career out of cruelty, and I don't think that should be a thing. I think that should be something that we would be horrified at, even 10 years ago. It's changed very quickly. I get why people tune in. It's like watching, it's fascinating to watch, but I just don't think we should. Uh, Hold on, there have been some more comments. There's been earthquakes in Santorini. I did not know that. Are you all right? I hope everything is still where it was supposed to be. I don't talk politics because I don't feel I know enough. I mean, there's no there's so much going on, and politics moves so fast these days that it's very very hard to keep up, and I think that's kind of by design. Um, but there's the phrase like if you don't do politics, politics is going to do you. So I have to try and keep up, even though the doom scrolling is horrendous. On a different note, do I ever wear a kilt? I have worn a kilt before. I wore a kilt all around New York for funsies, but I don't own a kilt at the moment. But I used to wear just a plain black kilt because I was a goth. The tartans are, yes, associated with clans, but they're less traditional now. Like you can design your own tartan, and you can have tartans for a myriad of reasons. You can have a tartan in patronage of a charity. You can have a tartan to commemorate something. Like it's not quite so tradish anymore. It's modernized, which is cool. But I like wearing a kilt. It's fun to dance in. You can spin around. You go woohoo. Feel the air. Hopefully, I'm gonna start um, coloring soon. I know you're probably just like hurry the hell up, but do you know I've actually done all right for speed. I think there's a lot of people that work a lot slower than me. I can tell you that. I don't know how much hair is going to be visible, so we'll stop around there. What is the traditional dress where you are from? I don't know what the Greek traditional dress is, but I'm pretty sure there is some. Is it like white? I feel like it's white, like linen and ruffly. That's the image I've got in my head. I could be talking absolute nonsense though. Have I watched Outlander? No, I have not watched Outlander. But um, Sam Heughan, is that his name? Heughan? Nearly run me over in a Range Rover or Land Rover once. I was crossing a road in where I used to live, and he was like pulling into a hotel just by there, and yeah, nearly hit me. And I was gonna be cross, but then I was like, oh. And also, I used to work in a restaurant many, many years ago, and he came into that restaurant. In fact, he came into the bar I was hanging out in at first, and said hello, like he wanted me to fetch my table because I did look like I was working there because I was working next door. And I just went, hiya, and then walked away from him. And he was a bit confused. See, I've had two run into Sam, but I've never watched the show. But I know that it's is it about a woman that falls into a puddle and wakes up like hundreds of years in the past, something like that. In Greek, traditional dress changes every region you go. White and airy, maybe in ancient Greece, but not in recent years. Yeah, like I don't mean like togas. I mean like there's there's like an off the shoulder dress type thing that's kind of billowy. Has it got like blue flowers on it or something? I don't know. I probably am talking absolute nonsense. still on TikTok or if it's just me scribbling along by myself, but whatever, we'll let it run. Let it run until my phone runs out of battery. In fact, I've got a charger. That cable's gonna annoy me. Pardon me. Right. Do I put in... I think I do need to put in the second hand, because that just looks weird without a second hand. I'm quite upset. I'm quite upset. That's fine. We will live. Let's see. What did I say? A hand would come up here. What would you see? I'm trying to work this out in my head. You would kind of see. Oh, I don't like having to work this out. The thumb is at the top. But like on the inside? Hold on. Right. I need to look at this screen. Ow. Oh no. Carnage. Chaos. Oh, okay. So it kind of look like this. But no, it wouldn't. Because it's the other way round. So it would be like this. So thumb on the inside, fingers on the outside. It would be something more like that. Okay, that makes more sense to me. Yeah, a lot of people say this, so I'll read the comment. There's so much about history and glory of Scotland in that show, season 1, that even as a foreigner, I felt as a patriot of Scotland after watching it. I hear that a lot. I hear it's, very beautiful, and a lot of people have kind of gotten really into Scotland because of the show. Like they actually come and visit because of the show, which is cool. That's nice. Scotland's a really cool place. It's got lots of lovely people in it. It's got, your fair share of weirdos too, but I'm one of them. The drawing's great, thank you. Oh, right. Irene, you're going to laugh at me because I do not know how to pronounce this. The Soliades? The Soliades, for example, that guard the unknown soldier monument in Athens are wearing a miniskirt. It doesn't. It sounds weird. It's not so when you see it. I don't think it's weird. Hercules wore a miniskirt, so with 1,000 folds in them, very heavy. I mean, that sounds like a kilt, doesn't it? A pleated skirt that a man would wear. So it doesn't sound weird to me at all. Yeah, Irene, we went on a walk around a train station together. A really brief dog walk. That was a lovely moment though. I enjoyed that very much. exactly the most beautiful of settings, but it was very, very nice to actually meet you in person. And you got to see that I'm a really tall person in real life. Anyone that meets me that's seen my videos, they're like, "Oh, you're really tall." So I obviously don't look tall on camera, do I? Or maybe I do. I don't know. Right, okay. It's a little bit of a strange pose, but there we are. Oh, Glasgow's great fun. Lovely people. It's a little bit rough around the edges, but we like that. Oh yeah, you met little Toty Bear. He's still around. Still as crazy. Right, this I'm just making up. Hello, is it K-E-R or Kerr? I don't know whether I'm reading it wrong. The writing's tiny. Anyway, hello from Northern California. How are you? How are things there? In the old US of A. Oh, hi, Karen. Singing streams like the one John Cook does. I have not seen any of his singing streams. Are you meaning that I should do one like that or I should watch his? Because honestly, I'm down to do either. Either that or just choose a drawing stream day and you can come and talk to me about the local news, which I'm really into as well. Oh, I would love to visit Athens. I drew a series of Greek gods, and one of my favourite ones was Athena. In fact, I love Greek mythology. It's probably my favourite of all of the gods and goddesses and whatnot. Greek just hits different. I love that all the gods are flawed characters, and they're wrathful and vengeful and jealous and bitter, and it just makes for more exciting stories. I love that if there was like really bad weather, it's like, oh god, you've annoyed a god for what did you do? And Zeus was always turning into swans and trying to seduce people, which I didn't realize swans were so attractive back in the day to people because he did it a lot and it worked a lot. In fact, I think Poseidon did the same thing. Oh, I keep hitting that thing, don't I? Hello, Carmen. How are you? What can't I do? Sit still. Or be organized. Those are things I can't do. How about that? Morocco. I'd love to visit Morocco as well. Honestly, anywhere warm at the moment, and everywhere is warmer than Scotland. The stories, honestly, so good. Look what I have under here. Look at this old book. It's like falling apart. The thing that holds it together is broken, but it is the Odyssey. You can see that. It's one of the hardest books to read because I'm just trying to follow everything, and everyone is a nymph, everyone is a demigod, everyone has like a name like Cyclopes, Bicycles, Aristophanes, but very entertaining. I honestly could not tell you where that book like is, like how old it is or whatever, but it feels old, and that's all I care about. Right, we can color. I'm excited. I wonder if I should do. No, I was going to do the space first, but you have waited long enough, so I think we're just going to get to it. So what I like to do is separate colors because I like to do variants. So this character, for example, her name is Phoenix, or Jean Grey is her real name. Anyway, she's got this suit, the Phoenix suit, and sometimes it's like green, but then sometimes it's red, and sometimes it's white. So I can change this color as and when I please, and it's not going to affect the rest of the drawing. So I keep everything on separate layers for that reason. That's far too yellow. That's also. Oh, oh. You're jealous of me. Don't be jealous of me. This is the result of an obsessive personality. I started drawing and I just did not stop. So back in 2021 was when I started like drawing again. I used to draw as a teenager, um, and I just never stopped. And I feel like I've gotten to quite a good stage. Like I would love Marvel to see my stuff. I said that at the beginning of this stream. I would die if they even knew I existed. That would be next level. But it's harder to get their attention than it is to break into Fort Knox. There's comments, there's comments, there's comments. You could just talk to us and sing whatever you want, whenever you want. That sounds like the Shakira song. Let's see. Greeks had the most intense imaginations. I think I've replied to that already. I don't know if I have or if I've not. But yes, the stories are amazing. Like the story of Medusa and the Gorgons is insane. Like such a tragic story for Medusa. Like she didn't deserve anything that happened to her, and it's just because Poseidon is a horrendous individual. Um, and then also like was it his wife? Was it Athena? It was Athena, because Medusa ran away from Poseidon into Athena's temple, and he chased her in there, and he did some unspeakable things to her in there, and Athena saw it happening and blamed Medusa. I'm like, what? And cursed her. I think I would be absolutely. I'd turn into a Gorgon too. And then Arachne that was all. Ooh, was that Athena as well? Turned her into a spider because she could so better than her. My favorite one is the story of Persephone and the changing of the seasons. Um, because of Hades and the pomegranate seeds, and what was her mum was Demeter. Brilliant story. Brilliant story. You studied the Odyssey in school. I would have loved to have done that in school. Like, clearly. Oh, that's more gold. Okay, we'll go with that. We'll see. Do I paint on canvas? I don't really paint on canvases. I'll do like little crafty projects, but full paintings, no. That even the thought of that scares the hell out of me. The only um, physical medium I'd really want to work on now is clay. I'd love to do some sculpture. Do you know? I also kind of like the fact that Persephone, um, she grows into the role of Queen of the Underworld. So at first, you kind of feel like she's this, um, what's the word? Like this kind of unfortunate person that has had a really rough deal, but she kind of ends up being uh, an important part of the underworld. I think it's a cool story, and that's one of the reasons that I called my pet pigeon Persephone. Hold on, I do speak Greek, and I don't know. My mic's here, so it should be loud. I'm probably just not speaking very loud. Um, Maybe I'll just speak up. I'll be a bit more present. I think it's because I'm staring at like a little canvas. I'm just kind of getting all. I'm whispering, so I'll just speak up. Hopefully that's better. Let me know if it is. If it's better. But I am interested to know how I'm speaking Greek, and I don't know it. That is something. Is it just there's lots of words that carried through? Prometheus with the fire brought pretty much like life. Is that the right story? Am I getting my fables correct? Was he not punished for that very harshly? Stole fire from Mount Olympus or something. Hi, Gion. How are you? I just realised I said I was going to speak up, and then I just started whispering again. I'm so sorry, Karen. You're going to think that I'm that you're going deaf or something, but you're not. I am just a terrible host of a stream. I'm getting all into my own heed. What's this? I think I might come off of TikTok. Don't forget to take a break. There's like no one on TikTok anyway. So, oh, I missed Thwip. There's some like little arty pals, not little, some art pals that I've gotten to know over the year or so. Blah blah blah. I'm just trying to see if there's like if I missed anything because I've genuinely just been talking to you guys on YouTube, but it's only because I can see YouTube. I couldn't see what was going on TikTok. That's fine. Right, I'm gonna leave TikTok. Bye. Blah blah blah. Cool. That was fun. Right. Back to here. Microphone, echo, ego, octagon. Oh, these are all words in Greek. Oh no, yeah, Greek. Ancient Greek. So I'm planning on visiting Scotland this year and would love to either take a vocal session with you if you still do that. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Let me know when you're around and we'll organise it. That'll be fun. You can come to my wee house. What kind of stuff do you like singing, Karen? Tell me, tell me, tell me while you're here. I can hear my little one getting ready for bed. It's very cute. Wait, no. Why is she just getting ready for bed now? Maybe she's been in bed and she's getting up and wandering around. Her mum's out there, I should say. I've not just left her to her own devices. Daddy's streaming on the internet, darling. Fend for yourself. Never would I ever. Persephone was a character in the Matrix movies. Was she? In what one? Like the original one? I don't remember a character being called Persephone. I remember Trinity. And I remember Neo and Morpheus. I don't remember anyone else. Oh, and whatever the agent was called. Agent Smith, was it? Mr. Anderson. It's one of the sequels. Oh, you extended your vocal range? Doing what? Tell me. Tell me your secrets. And my kid is very cute. She is. She's also super polite, which I love about her. Not always to me, but to other people. And that, I don't know, that just gives you a sense of pride as a parent when you know my kid is going to be polite to whoever she sees. Long may that continue, because I know that it doesn't always. Do you know what? I think her forehead is way too small. I think we're going to have to give her like a widow's peak and move as much of this hairline back as possible, because that is the tiniest, tiniest, tiniest forehead. That's a little bit better. We'll have to do. Oh, Filipino American, and you sing in a top 40 band that plays out locally, but like to sing R&B. Would love to take diagnostic session. Take any tips? Amazing. I don't know if you've been here the whole time, but I am listening. There's going to be Filipino a video about people from the Philippines going out tomorrow. So That's exciting. I love the Philippines. I would love to visit the Philippines. The hairline is really low, isn't it? Like I feel like a forehead should be much larger than that. Oh no. Let's see. Can we do anything about that? What if we just did this? Raised it to like here, and then I'll just try and thingy the line art. Thingy. Very technical terms. Yeah, her hair was looking like that. Woman from Real Housewives, was her name Judice or something? Oh, it is cold and it is rainy. You will need a good jacket. But other than that, you'll be fine. you'll, it's an experience. What do they say? There's no such thing as bad weather in Scotland, just the wrong clothes. Or something like that. It's what we tell ourselves to stop ourselves from bursting into tears all the time. But yeah, it's very wet. That's a little bit better, isn't it? That is a little bit better. She just has a tiny forehead. Her special powers are having the smallest forehead on planet Earth. Maybe that's why I thought her head was so small, because I kept pulling the hairline down. That looks much better. Phew. Right. I'm going to make the eyebrows slightly darker than the hair. It's all going to get shaded in anyway, so. I think we've actually gotten quite a lot done here. I'm surprised at myself. Usually I go off on a tangent and I would just sit and talk and I wouldn't actually draw anything. But I've managed to talk and do stuff at the same time, which is not my usual vibe at all. Coming from California, we'll have to bring all your coats and wear them at once. Yes, you will. You'll be walking around like Cousin It or something. Just two eyeballs peering out of several raincoats. We're very close to starting. Starting. But yeah, kind of starting. Almost looking like a real person now. What do you guys think so far? Now, Irene, it's not nice to lie. It doesn't depend on when you're going. It'll be rainy and it will be cold. especially compared to what you're used to. Oh, do you know what? Phoenix actually, her eyes kind of glow orangey. So maybe I will make her eyes glowy yellow. I'll decide that later though. I'll decide that later. Oh, right. Connect to. I'm putting music back on in my ears. The only thing you can see is my face and the screen, right? The screen broadcasting. I'm going to listen to some 80s and 90s Japanese city pop. Because why not? So this is flats. The flat colours are laid down. Let's make the background more akin to what it's going to be, which is space. So it'll be dark. And now we can start to do some stuff, some cool stuff. Is her chin too big? Now that I'm seeing it against that black, is it? No, it's fine. Once you zoom out, it's fine. It's just when you're like way too close. At the moment, I'm listening to Miyonaka no Dur, Stay With Me by Miki Matsubara. I love this song as well. I listen to it all the time. In summer, it can be stifling hot there with the humidity compared to California. Yes, it's colder all year round, but not terribly. Yeah, so the blue will start to mix. So I'm going to put in even darker colours, some purples, some pinks, make it kind of spacey. But this is just like a general idea of like tonal value, just so that it sticks out a bit more to me. Anyway, right, so now what I can do is I can clip stuff to layers. So I can like build a layer on top of a layer, if that makes sense. And this is where we can start making some cool stuff happen. A lot of this is like laying stuff down and then working out the right tone, because that's obviously like way too pink to look like blush. So do we multiply it and then... No, because that's too dark now. I am not the best at picking out values straight off the bat, but I always get told that my colours look nice, and honestly it's just luck. It's dumb luck. I like blending stuff out though, and this, you see, I just chuck colour on it and then start pushing it around. There is no rhyme or reason. I mean, there's the general idea, but it's definitely not anything I'm precious about. She's blushing. She's shy. Her face isn't anywhere near as red as mine, which is like a furnace at the moment. You could crack an egg on this thing. I still think that's a bit too pink. Anyway, it's just a light blush. Getting in the weeds. You will see it's not that important in the grand scheme of things. It's just to give a little bit of differentiation in the colour. Differentiation? I'm getting the makeup artist blending commands. Do you know something that I found was really helpful for like learning planes of faces and stuff was watching drag queens doing their makeup. because they essentially paint faces on top of their faces, and to see where like everything's supposed to hit, it's invaluable. One thing that I don't do is this like this cheek shadow. I hate that cheek shadow. I don't know. I should, but I just don't. So if that's weird to you, I don't know what to tell you. Because I'm not putting it in. I just find it bends it into more realism than I want, if that makes sense. Takes a bit of the stylizedness away. You hate the cheek shadow. Do you mean on my drawing or in general? I'm trying to work out. I'm looking at like what? What? It always looks really weird as well before the lips go on. But once the lips go on, it's gonna look cool. Oh, it's like frozen. This keeps pausing my life for some reason. The one that I'm watching. Oh, it's because I. Yeah, okay, right. I got it. I know what to do. Uh, my daughter, she does both. She sings and she draws a lot. She reminds me a lot of myself when I was young, in that she gets really frustrated if she can't do something straight away. To the point she gets angry. She's like, "Why?" She always says to me like, "Well, you can draw. Why can't I draw?" And I'm like, "I only draw this way because I draw all the time, and I'm a lot older." I was like, "It'll come to you." She doesn't like that answer at all. Oh right, okay, okay. You don't like that? Yeah, I don't like that shadow either. I think it's too much. Yeah, it's got to go. She's keeping me right. You need that sometimes. Also, we're very much same page. I don't think I want the. What do you call that? Is it a philinum? Something like that. She is a Scorpio. Well remembered. She's a Scorpio and I'm a Sagittarius. In fact, I am a triple Sagittarius. I was informed by somebody that's into that sort of thing, which means nothing to me, but he was very excited about it. He's like, "I've never met a triple Sag before." I was like, "I don't know what to tell you." incorrect, was it, Sam? So this round of shading I will turn down. Don't worry, it's not going to be as extreme as this. But I don't really do a huge amount more than like a couple of layers of shading. Once the highlights go in, you'll see it'll start to make a bit more sense. That's all I really need to do. Scorpio struggles. I don't know what Sagittarius people are supposed to be like. I think we're supposed to be quite free spirited and very annoying in that we are hard to pin down to anything. Which is me in a nutshell. Like, I am notoriously uncommitted to stuff. You know, and 9 times out of 10, I'll just turn up. You know, if I'm like, yeah, I'm cool for that. 9 times out of 10, I'll be there. Or when I was younger. Now that I'm a wee bit older, I like staying at home. Right, are we gonna give her like a full glam look? I think we might. Why not? This is the airbrush look that annoyed that person on Reddit. So I'm doing it again. Definitely needs lips. It is looking wild without lips to make it look less crazy. I've gone dead silent. This is the smudgy bit. You get dragged out so you don't start going mouldy. I like that. I would just be like, I'm quite happy going mouldy. Let me mould. Of course, she's very shiny. Let's probably turn that down a little bit. It'll come out in the wash. It'll come out in the wash, as they say. natural glow. Not sure about the natural part, but glowing for sure. I used to do a lot of my like highlights on this part, like the apple of the cheek. But then I find that doing it bouncing off the like top of the cheekbone just works better for what I'm doing. Maybe I'll try a bit of both. See what that looks like. Mm. Kind of just blended it straight out, didn't I? But we'll leave it there. Speaking like a makeup artist. Who, me? I don't know any of the terms. I do sometimes watch Glow Up, which is like a makeup competition. But it always seems like the big final challenge is more like face painting, and they stick on like prosthetics and stuff, which I feel like is a skill, but I don't know if it's necessarily makeupy to my mind. But then, what do I know? I'm just a stupid boy. Right, I need to put lips on her because this is upsetting me. Oh, that needs to be so much darker. And also, I think those lips are in the wrong place. I think it all needs to come over a little bit. For sure. So, let's just make this a little bit lighter for the bottom lip. And then I'll change the tone of it, and then I'm going to move it all over. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. The upper lip highlight, keep it lighter, and the corners more intense to Cupid's bow. Right, okay. We will go back in. Don't worry, I need to move it first. I'm getting proper makeup tips now. This could be the game changer. Right, let's make the lips darker for start. Oh, that's not too bad. Once I've rendered it, it'll look better. Where are you, face? There you are. Let's move this over. And then move these over too. Yeah, that is better. I feel like her chin is slightly too big. Nothing against a lady with a large chin, but it feels very large. more highlight on the top by the Cupid's bow. And let's get rid of some of it down here. Yeah, that does look better. You're right, you're right, you're right. What's going on with everything's gone crazy? Why is there little black dots there? What are they for? Where did they come from? That's strange. Is it just that there's nothing? There was nothing there because of the thing. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, it's fine. Panic over. Let's try shaving a little bit off of this chin and seeing what that looks like. So, too small. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Highlight where the structure goes out. Good tips. Yeah, I like that. Better than that. Oh yeah, yeah. Don't worry. The lips all need shaded as well. There's going to be loads of stuff going on them. Don't worry about that. I just need to sort this out now. But yes, the lips are going to be changed. No, yes. What word am I looking for? The lips are going to be accentuated. I'm probably going to decide that this chin is too small in about 5 minutes. Because that's just what I'm like. But yeah, let's do the lips just now so that we're not panicking that they're rubbish. So the first thing I do is I just go in with like a darker wash. Where are you? There you are. Almost to the top, but not quite, because I want there to be like a little bit of a color difference. And then I'm going to add a highlight up here as well. Most of the bottom lip will be the original color because more light's hitting it. Or I mean, is there a light source in space? I don't know, but that's what I'm doing. Thank God. I love how invested we're all getting in this. But yeah, the lips generally, unless I'm going for something very specific, like when I did Storm's lips, they were like two-tone, really glossy. I don't think I want these ones like super glossy. the lips, generally, this is all I tend to do with them. Just a little bit of highlighter, and then I'll go into these little creases a wee bit more. I don't do much more than that. Because here's the thing, is that it's like a comic style, so I'm not going for like hyper realism, so I don't have to torture myself as much as you would if you were like doing a painting or something. It's very, I don't know how to explain it, but it feels less like the stakes aren't as high. I don't have to worry as much. I also need to probably do something with the line art as well. Are you away to sleep? It was lovely hanging out with you too, and thank you very much for the tips. Pop art. I don't know what pop art means. Like as in the style. Let's see what happens if I turn this. That looks pretty cool. Gonna change these so that all the line art kind of blends a little bit better. Angelina Jolie lips. I like that. Let's go with that. There's some wild music on my headphones just now. I keep needing to stop whispering. I'm very sorry. It's not intentional, I promise that. I'm just getting swept up in the moment. Mm. Oh, that's a Scottish sound as well. Aim. Rather than Scottish people go aim. Aim. And it's when we're thinking. Oh, that was a mistake. That's what to do. I will be hitting you up with makeup related questions. Don't you worry. Ah, yeah, like Andy Warhol's pop art style. No, it's more. I don't know how to explain it. Cartoon style has definitely changed over the years. It used to be very, very simple, but it's getting more and more complex as time goes by. But it's essentially, it can be pretty cartoonish, but also it can have its own. Some people draw in quite a mature style, if you like. I think I fall somewhere in the middle of that. wouldn't say that my style is overly simple. Like it still holds what I like to think of as like pretty decent anatomy, but it's definitely not. I don't sit and fret over proportions and stuff as much as I maybe should. And now I'm just kind of like moving all over the place, deciding what I want to play around with. And at the moment, it's the hair. I just want to add in a little bit more depth to that. So that's what I'm doing. Laying on some colour, blending out, laying on colour, blending out, blah, blah, blah. I'm so thirsty. I think I'm going to do about 45 minutes more, see how far I get, and then I will call it a day. I will post this drawing on the community tab though as well, so that we can see it when it's done. What a random idea as well. I just thought it'd be a nice way to chat with everyone in a way that's kind of engaging. Watching me doing something at least. The idea of a singing stream is fun, but I don't get to chat with you in the same way. Or maybe you do. We'll do it sometime and see. I think this song we're singing at 56709. I don't know what that means. What's the telephone number? The song is called Telephone Number, so I'm assuming that's what that is. 56709. I've got a headphone on. I have no idea what my voice sounds like. That probably sounded hideous. So I'm sorry. Um, a little bit. Do you know, if you want to learn more about me, my mum used to sing this lullaby to me. It's called Mersey Dotes. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but I'll sing it to you. It goes something like this. Hold on, I need to turn this music off because it'll throw me off. Mersey dotes and dozy dotes and little lambsy tivy, kiddly tivy too, wouldn't you? Mersey dotes and dozy dotes and little lambsy tivy, kiddly tivy too, wouldn't you? If the words sound clear or funny to your ear, a little bit jumbly and jivey, then Mersey totes and dozy totes and little lambsy tivy. Mersey dotes and dozy dotes and little lambsy tivy, kiddly tivy too, wouldn't you? Mersey dotes and dozy dotes and little lambsy tivy, kiddly tivy too, wouldn't you? Anyway, that little lullaby, I used to love it because my mum has a lovely voice. But also, I looked it up years later, probably when I was thinking about songs to sing for my own little one, and I realised that the lyrics aren't Mersey dotes and dozy dotes. It's mares eat oats and does eat oats and little lambs eat ivy. A kid, as in like a baby goat, would eat ivy too, wouldn't you? And then I told my mum that, and I don't think she even knew it. But it's some people sing it with those words in mind, and some people do sing it as like a gobbledygook song, so like as a nonsense song. So yeah, there's a wee ditty. We will definitely meet up. That'll be fun for sure. I'm interested in hearing all about your top 40 band. Sing like the hits. I love hearing new voices. I love meeting new people. So, two for two. And I can console you for how cold you're going to end up being in Scotland. It's a beautiful country, though. It's stunning to look at, especially if you go a bit further afield and go up to like the Highlands and stuff. It's gorgeous. Could just do with being slightly warmer. I was very ambitious with this live. I thought I was going to have like flames and all sorts of cool stuff going on by now. But do you know what? At least we've got something that actually makes sense. Oh, good night, OV. Thank you very much for joining me. It's been loads of fun chatting with you all. I hope you have a lovely sleep. Dream about lovely things like mares eating oats and does eating oats. I think nursery rhymes like are quite cultural. Like you hear people singing to their children, like songs that have been passed down through generations. I think it's magic. I feel like her face needs to warm up a little bit. So we're gonna do this. This is gonna look nuts for a second. But then very slight, but look at the difference. We've turned down even slight. much nicer. More alive. Whiskey and shortbread and haggis. Yeah, all of that. We'll do all of that. Let's change the colour of these eyes for a start. We're gonna go for glowing yellow. Oh, that blender, the wrong one. Hmm. Was your mum not the best singer? Is that what you're trying to say? In a very polite way. But what if your mum's from? Is your mum from the Philippines or is your dad from the Philippines? Should you say you're American Filipino? Because I absolutely thought that everyone in the Philippines can sing. Don't what's the word? Don't shatter my illusion. um, Bouncing around all over the place now. All of these teeny tiny little like highlights just make it for me. I feel like there needs to be an extra layer of dark in here. Just keeping it real. Poor mummy. Poor mama. Well, I hope she gets joy from it when she does sing. Both parents from Philippines, but dad and family were musicians. Skipped mum's side. Oh. My mum wasn't a musician. My dad is a guitarist. My brother plays lots of instruments. My uncle is a classical guitarist. He has a OBE, like I think he's been recognised by the royal family about contributions to music or something. I'm not clued up on the exact specifics. So music like is in our family for sure. In fact, my granddad was a drummer. Mm, I don't know if I like that. Let's blend it and see what we think. Might just blend it to the point where it's like barely visible. So I'll know it's there, but no one else will. Oh, big comment. There's at least one YouTube video with Filipinos lined up at a basketball court karaoke, taking turns singing lines of a song, and everyone sounds like Celine Dion. I know. And those little karaoke machines seem to be in everyone's house. It's quite remarkable. You're just encouraged to sing from birth, basically. And sometimes that's all it takes. An ingrained culture of singing is sometimes enough to get people singing. And not to worry about it, like not to be self conscious about it. You just sing because that's normal. Is this golden enough? Feels more yellow. But like I said, I'm kinda colourblind. Let's go with it and I can tweak. I can and I will tweak. Just very musically. My mum is an excellent painter, and my sister is an excellent painter, an artist in general. So I think I kind of probably fit slot somewhere in the middle of everybody. And I was the last kid to arrive, so I just got like a little smattering of music and art. Oh, my candle just went out. It's really smoky. I mean, I think there has to be a natural aptitude for stuff for sure, or like, it's not a given, but it is probably more likely. It's a bit like when you breed like the temperaments of dogs. That sounds very wrong, but you know what I mean. Like surely there's a carryover of certain stuff, and maybe musicality is one of those things. I've never really looked into it to be honest, but maybe this is my cue to do a deep dive YouTube video on is singing inherited or music talent in general. I think it's a lovely culture that Filipinos have, that you all come together with singing. Like, I just think that's beautiful. It it does make me feel sorry for people that can't sing that are Filipino though. At some point in their life, if they meet anyone outside the Philippines that knows the Philippines and the reputation, I'm sure they're asked like, "Oh, so you must be able to sing then?" And to have to go, "No." It's like being the Mirabelle from Encanto of your country. What's your special power? It's like not singing. Must be quite frustrating. Yeah, I am the youngest. I mean, and not so much anymore because now we've all got our own kids and stuff. So I'm the youngest of that section, and I'll be heading towards my 40s soon. My friends who are also vocal coaches do have students who don't have natural aptitude. I mean, a lot of folk don't. the The problem is that we're sometimes taught to stop and to stop even exploring, and it kind of it's like a hard reset. Some people really struggle to come back from it, to just make noises, even to give yourself permission to take that space up and make an actual noise. Some people find it really difficult to do. I suppose if you've had decades potentially of people telling you to be quiet and mind your manners and you know, that's not to say that you should go around bursting into song everywhere you go, but when you're in a lesson capacity, that's the time to take that space up and enjoy making noise, you know. And some people really do struggle to get there. It's a shame. Your mum sounds like a cat. Cats can sound melodic. It's a wee shame, you poor wee Mo. Is she coming to Scotland as well, or does she live in the Philippines? I'm probably being very nosy, but don't feel like you have to answer that. If I can even just get the shading done tonight, I will be happy. Because obviously, once all the fire and stuff goes into this, all the shading needs to reflect that. It needs to have bounce light and all sorts of funny jazz. But I feel like if I get this done, I've achieved kind of what I set out to do. Yeah, I sing all the time. I don't really sing in front of people, like unless I'm being paid to. Like I wouldn't just burst into song like in a park or something. In many ways, I think that's the Scottish element, though. We're not encouraged to do stuff like that, unless it's at like football matches or something. And I don't do football, so. Oh, so you're moving around to kind of get a wee bit of space. Here's the point where she turns up and goes, "I just thought you'd want the company, so surprise." You're like, "Oh, great." Just what I was hoping for. Shiny, shiny. Everything is shiny. I love drawing shiny things. Life is better with shiny things. Even though I was a goth and wear black pretty much all the time. Like drawing shiny things. I hope as well you've been able to see everything that I've been doing today. I've not really been concentrating. Sometimes the uh, screen keeps catching my eye, and it's when I'm shifting around super quick. So if that's happening, I apologise. Hey Yurek, how are you? I'm good. I'm gonna do about 20 more minutes on this stream, but I have been drawing Phoenix from the X-Men. I don't know if you're familiar with that character, but I will pan back and let you see what we've done so far. There's where we're at. Have you ever had to sing the national anthem like Fergus? Well, not like her. But I've sung the Scottish national anthem. Yeah, sure. Flower of Scotland, it's called. It's quite funny. The Scottish national anthem has lines in it about fighting the English king and sending him home. And the English national anthem, or the British one, if you want to call it that, they have a line in it about crushing rebellious Scottish people. So it's been a rivalry for a long time. I was a goth. I had long, long black hair that went halfway down my back. I used to wear netted tops under my school shirts. Eyeliner. I had a metal spiky choker. I was the real deal. Painted nails. I still paint my nails from time to time. Or like I'll let my kid do it and then I'll just leave it on for days. I like a bit of pizzazz. I like to look shiny. That national anthem by Fergie's so funny. Unironically, one of my favourite versions. Hello, Borough Army. Kez, how are you? There's like new people just popping in at random intervals now. That's fun. As we're winding down. It's not that it's been high octane or anything, guys. It's been very chill. It's been a nice chill space. Hopefully, it's been nice for you guys. Do I ever listen to Slayer? No. Like as in to react to, or just in general, like Slayer the metal band. I don't know if I know any Slayer. Give me some suggestions though. I will check them out. I am rushing through this. I can feel myself locking in. In general, I'm named after the guitarist Kerry King. Your dad was a massive fan. I love that. If you want to know how I got my name, I was named by the nurses. So when I was born, my dad wanted to call me Frank, and my mum wanted to call me Joe or Jack. And while they were discussing it, the nurse that was holding me, she went, "He kind of looks more like a Sam to me." And they went, "Okay." That is literally how I got my name. The more you know. Named by the nurses. I guess by the time you get to the third one, there's like, can we just number him rather than name him? Number 3. See, when I was younger, I really wanted to be Joe or Jack. But now that I'm older, I think I would have loved to be Frank. Like Frankie, Francis. I kind of love the name Frank. But when I was younger, I wouldn't have wanted to be a Frank. But as you age, your tastes change, I suppose. This Japanese city pop is really pushing this forward. I don't know if you've been here the whole time, Kez, but if you haven't, I've got music on in my headphones because A, I don't want the stream to get interrupted by like copyright stuff because that can happen. And B, also, I don't want me to be commanding the music. So I thought if you want to listen to something on your end, then you can hear my voice without the double music going on, which would be really annoying for you. I like Sam. I think it's a cool name. I enjoy it. But imagine being a Frank, though. Hello, wonderful humans of the internet. My name is Frank Scott-Thorne. And I don't know if I would have been a vocal coach by the name of Frank. And I am a comic book artist with Marvel Comics. Maybe. Maybe if I was Frank, I would have lent more into the art younger. Pushed my way into the industry. Right, a little bit of extra depth, and then the goal is pretty much done. Isn't that fun? I find drawing like gold shiny things so much fun because you're literally just slapping it on. Oh, I've not blended this out. Sam, you cotton-headed ninny muggins, as Elf would say, buddy. Two siblings, yes. My family, my sister lives about 5 minutes away. My brother lives about 2 hours away. So, yes and no. How come I'm up so late? I just decided that I wanted to find a way to chill with my audience. It's weird calling you my audience. Chill with folk, share another one of my passions, and just see if people enjoyed it. Basically, I will be going to bed soon, but I'm quite a late night owl anyway. I'm usually not in bed before midnight. And then when I'm in bed, I'm like reading or watching videos or not sleeping, you know. So I just thought, why not try this out and see what happens. And it's been fun. You missed Irene, who's like, honestly, she's a diamond to me. She runs stuff on my Discord server, and she's been around, like commenting on my videos for years and years and years. She was here also giving giving me makeup tips because because I'm just pushing color around and hoping for the best. And she kind of gave me a little bit of guidance, which was very good of her. FST vocals. See, it's already becoming reality. Maybe I'll change my name to Frank. Just fulfill my destiny. Become the man I was always supposed to be. Don't know if my dad had. I don't know if my dad would gloat that I chose his name over my mum's. But if I did it canonically, I would have changed my name to Joe or Jack first, then to Frank. So they both would have got away with it. They both would have snuck a win. You're usually up till around 3 a.m. I think she was in my Halloween stream. Good point. Because I can tell you something, I need all the help I can get on those. I need to start thinking about what I'm going to be this Halloween. I feel like I'm exhausting all the avenues. Maybe I'll go as a black cat, maybe like a werewolf or something. That'd be fun. Right, 5 to 12. Right, I'm going to stick a little bit of shading on the bodysuit and then we will call it a day. I don't want to be defeated. Checking messages. Dun, 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 Right, here we go. Bodysuit time. Actually, I'm very pleased that I managed to get even this much stuff done. Let's infer that there's some kind of gut situation. I don't know. It's cool, isn't it? I didn't have a clue what I was going to draw before I started the stream. And then I started and I was like, I've got this kind of idea. There's a reference that keeps popping up, and it's like a woman. She's got a bald head and she's sitting on her heels, and her back is so bendy. It just looks really cool. And I was like, imagine that kind of pose, but it's Phoenix floating through space. And then eventually, what I want to do is have like fiery aura coming off of the back of her. It's ambitious, but why not try it? You know? That's the plan anyway. It might. It will be finished. I'm definitely going to finish it because I want to post it on the community post and just, as a little, hey guys, look what we did together type situation. So it will definitely get finished. Shiny. Shiny. Oh, do you know what? I have not even saved this. That's bold. Right, let's go for it's a bunch of random letters. Oh, because it's still saving. No, it did save. That's fine. I was panicked there. But yeah, absolutely. I am a slave to the shiny, shiny. If it's shiny, I will draw it and want it. And we're not kind of going latex. It's not supposed to look like latex, but I suppose it kind of does look like latex, doesn't it? But that's just the sacrifice you have to make for the shiny, shiny. When did I start to learn to draw? I used to draw a lot as a teenager, and then I stopped for like 20 years, and then I started drawing again in 2021, July. It was COVID. I caught COVID, and I was self-isolating. So at that point, we genuinely locked ourselves in a bedroom alone for 2 weeks. So to pass the time, I picked up my drawing pad, which I'd used for like um, some vocal anatomy drawings to help some students, which I should probably do more of now that I'm a bit more skilled with it. I could do some good anatomy drawings. Um, and I just started drawing to kind of pass the time, and I got hooked. So I have drawn pretty much non-stop ever since. It's kind of just what I do in the evenings. Don't tend to draw too much during the day, but I do on occasion. I've got stuff to do during the day, so I don't really get that much of a chance. But at night time, I will always sit, sometimes with my iPad and Procreate, and then this is Clip Studio Paint I'm using, which is like a pretty heavy duty software. It does a lot more. This is what I like to use for like better stuff, I suppose. It kind of looks like Aquaman, but a woman. Do you know there is a lady Aquaman? Her name's Mera, and she does look like this. She wears green and she has red hair, so not too far off. Right, let's very, very quickly drop some spacey stuff. Would it cloudy? Oh, oh, oh. Right. I'm throwing this background together, so don't read too much into it. my eyes. I'm doing that again. E. We're so close to being finished. Well, not finished, but close enough to calling it a day. And then I think I'm going to try and tie all the colours in together a wee bit more by doing this. Let's go for that kind of colour. Oh, it's still stars. Yay. And that just kind of marries the colours together a little bit nicer. Like, see when it's off, it's a bit more striking, and then that makes it just a wee bit less harsh. But actually, I wanted to sort something out just now. That bit was annoying me. Made her look like her hair was growing out the middle of her head. Okay, so there we go. That is pretty much as far as we need to go tonight. So thank you, everyone that kept me company. I'll post this on my community post and see what people think of it, and then I'll finish it later and I'll post that up. But thank you very, very much. How do I think I stopped stream from OBS. Take care. Have a lovely night. I'm gonna go to sleep. And I hope Valentine's Day is fun for you all. Right. See you